On today's show, July is Heavy Metal Month, and the first annual Rudy Sarzo Award goes out to Rudy Sarzo. Jay's uncle's got gangrene, the ugliest woman God ever made on the inside, Miss Hitler 2016, and the heavy metal band from Dallas, Brotherhood of Fools, on this week's Live Nude Puppets. Don't say any potty words, because my mom is listening.
Hello, planet Earth. This is Live Nude Puppets.
We're back.
I'm Bobby Puppet.
I'm Jay Puppet.
Bobby thumbs feel so good. I wish you can fit them in my 16-pin outlet. I swear Bobby makes me leak lithium juice. If I was human, I would bob Bobby's knob all night long.
Jay, guess what July is?
My favorite month of all, Heavy Metal Month.
Well, we have declared July International Heavy Metal Month.
And yes, it has 31 days. Haha.
We got 31 days. And the reason why we picked July is because it's festival month, man. Everybody that
It's
you
fireworks.
love.
I mean, what concert wouldn't you... I mean, duh.
But what do we do here? What can we do here at Live Nude Puppets to celebrate International Heavy Metal Month? And I figured it out. Everybody's met a rock star. Everybody has met at least one rock star. Any dude, right, Jay?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, whether you accidentally do it or on purpose.
Yeah, you run into them. I have a really cool rock and roll heavy metal story that I don't think anybody in the world could top. It's something that I witnessed from a few feet away. I was at Motley Crue and Whitesnake. And it was like I love Motley Crue, but it was like 1987. I was really fucking pissed at Nikki Sixx for being a fucking junkie. I was a bass player. He was my fucking hero, but my first hero was Rudy Sarzo. Because Rudy Sarzo not only was a slave to Sharon Osbourne for a year of his life, just like Randy Rhoads and Jake E. Lee and...
I forgot about him. Yeah, and then you had Zakk Wylde after him.
Yeah, Zakk Wylde. By then, Zak's got to be getting a decent salary because it's the only time they ever kept going back to Randy Rhoads.
I can just see it now. Not to get off the subject here, but you know how I get...
Sharon, Randy!
I wonder if you ever heard that.
Well, he bailed on Ozzy to go into Quiet Riot, and Randy Rhoads played guitar in Quiet Riot before he worked for Ozzy.
Huh, they did like a switcheroo.
Right. Now, this is heavy metal history. If you're not from the 80s and you don't know the original shit, you need to listen up, boys. Get around the campfire, because what's happening right now is we're having a powwow, and we're passing on the history of heavy metal to you. So Rudy was with Ozzy from March 81 to September 82, and this is off the RudySarzo.com site, some of this information. But the important part, where Rudy Sarzo actually made heavy metal, actually stamped it in the earth, in the ground, in stone, forever to be, was when he went into Quiet Riot. They produced an album called Mental Health. That album was the first heavy metal album to debut at number 1 on the Billboard charts. So it's like 1982. Everybody is listening to the Journey album, okay? All came off that Frontier album. Everyone was listening to it. Then we woke up like in October and turned on the radio, and you hear the voice of Kevin Dubrow. No matter how loud you turned it up, it just sounded better and better and better. Rudy Sarzo beating the shit out of the bass guitar, and Carlos just ripping on guitar, playing this sound that no one has ever heard.
Every time, man.
And 30% of us in the school were like, that is the direction I am heading musically for the rest of my life. At that point, Motley Crue had the original first, Leather Mix album out. Actually, they were already signed to Elektra, so Elektra redid the Leather Mix.
I have one of those fully autographed.
Holy shit.
Yeah. By all 4 members.
Is it a Leather or Elektra?
Yeah.
It's probably Elektra, because there's only 2,000. Yeah, there's only 2,000 Leather Mix.
No, it's the Elektra. No, yeah, if I had the other one, holy shit, I wouldn't tell anybody about it. Yeah, no, I've got the other one.
Let's be honest, sometimes married life can get boring, and that's why my wife and I signed up for surprise billing with AT&T. That's right, you never know what your phone bill is going to be with AT&T, and with surprise billing, you can get ready for the excitement early. Oh, look, honey, they charged us $1,100 because you used the internet service 14 miles outside of our zip code.
Oh, baby, I love you.
Surprise billing by AT&T is the funnest, most exciting thing in our life, and you can have it too. And if you're not currently in surprise billing by AT&T, you've probably already been defaulted into it through something that you agreed to that you didn't know you agreed when you signed away your rights with AT&T.
It looks like a penis.
New surprise billing by AT&T.
You fucking bastard.
Like that bad magic trick your uncle plays every week.
And he won't give you the fucking quarter.
No, I don't want candy. You're creeping me the fuck out, man.
Did your uncle ever play that game and not give you the quarter?
No, but I had an uncle that made me nervous.
Uh-huh.
He was an amputee, not for any purpose other than he didn't take care of himself and he lost his leg through, I think it was diabetes or something, or gangrene.
Oh.
Anyway, I didn't really know this guy, and it was really my grandmother's, Grandma Underpants' brother.
Oh, great uncle.
So he starts living with her, and he's hanging out.
He's making you change his gangrene sock?
No, I never touched that stuff. The first time I heard something about draining a leg, I'm like, I'm done. I'm out. This is disgusting. I don't even want to know what that means. Just trying to reach out to people and kind of feel accepted. And he would bring candy with and offer to myself and my nieces. It always kind of seemed
the only candy a kid would not eat.
We threw it away. Nobody ate it ever.
Then he's like,
Are you guys getting sleepy yet?
he roofied us.
No, we threw the candy away, Uncle Bob.
I'm assuming this guy's dead.
Oh yeah,
There's no up from gangrene. That's kind of like ending it.
I forget why he died. I think it was alcohol.
Oh really? The gangrene, the leg falling off part didn't like slow him down.
No, they caught it. In fact, when I lived with Grandma Underpants, it was his room I lived in. Ugh. That was his room. And that weird color blue was like Chrysler blue. Remember that?
Yeah.
He was the one that picked that color out.
That really was Chrysler blue. If blue ever had a color that was in your room, that was Chrysler.
Yeah, if there was ever a car maker color, it was just like that weird blue that you'd always see on every Chrysler product. Somewhere it was always that weird.
I was a paint salesman. What am I going to do?
Now, the weird thing was when I first started coming, I came over and I started moving stuff in. She goes,
well, there's a stressor here. It was your uncle's.
It's okay. And his stuff was actually still in it. I'm like, what the fuck do I do with this?
What was in it?
He had like, I don't know. It was like it wasn't like a bunch of junk or anything. Like it was like a pocket knife and just some random.
This is after he's dead?
Yeah. She was living by herself. And that was kind of the reason why I came over there, because it was like, she wasn't so old that she needed to have somebody there, but she did weird shit.
Yeah, I remember. That's how all the...
Yeah. I mean, you kind of had to just be around because, like, it's grandma, that bacon doesn't smell good, and you're cooking it. Let's not eat that.
Yeah, it's the urban legends that we came up that really aren't true, like the underwear over the house dress.
Yeah. Underwear on the outside was...
But the things that came out of her mouth would make you assume that that's a possibility.
Yeah.
But that's what was so awesome about her.
I miss that about her. I wish my wife and kid could meet her, because she's so Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, so any ladies don't mind a guy who could just completely fill his pants with diarrhea at any given time. Birthdays, Christmas, mall shopping. I'm available.
For wedding parties.
I can do a wedding party.
Kids' birthday parties.
I go backstage hoping to meet Rudy Sarzo, who comes out of the backstage door. Now, this is the Rosemont Horizon, now Allstate Arena. I know this place inside and out. I grew up in the neighborhood. I go in and out of that building as a child all the time and never got in trouble doing it in the 80s. I know every square inch of that fucking building. I know the tunnel to get to the other building. There's nothing I don't know about that building. So I'm in the right spot to meet Rudy. Rudy comes out. I say, hey, Rudy, can I have an autograph? He goes, 1 minute, dude. He goes inside the bus. He closes the door. He goes to the bathroom or something. I'm still standing there. He walks back into the kitchen, and this like 40-year-old woman with this severely retarded girl, or what's the new word we have to use? Challenged? Okay. This very severe, I'm going to just go with what's, she was slow, so I'm going to use the word retarded because that means slow. Girl comes up to the window, knocks on the window. Rudy comes to the door, opens the door, talks to the girl for 3 or 4 minutes. The girl hands him a rose. He took care of. He stopped. Okay, you 18-year-old boy, you could be on chill right now. A retarded girl comes up with a 50-year-old woman. We're going to take care of her right now.
Yeah.
But when the retarded girl and the older woman walked away, Rudy went to the kitchen table, dumped out the rose into the sink, the old dead rose, and put the new rose in the vase and put it on the table. And I was like,
wow.
And this is after I'm pissed at Nikki Sixx.
Somebody's got his priorities straight.
And now I'm watching Rudy Sarzo delicately handle this fan who needs a different level of attention. And this moment will change her life more than it will mine. Okay, this is it's a pinnacle moment in this kid's
100%.
life. And he recognizes that, follow throughs with that. And when she's gone, he thinks enough of that conversation to put her rose in the vase and remove the dead one.
Solid dude.
So kudos to Rudy Sarzo. Rudy Sarzo gets the Rudy Sarzo Award for the first year, the first annual International Heavy Metal Month in July. And next year, someone's going to get the Rudy Sarzo Award.
I like this. I think that's solid.
And it's always going to be the Rudy Sarzo Award.
Yeah.
Right. He wasn't the first guy to play heavy metal.
No,
he was the first guy to debut at number 1.
Yeah.
And nobody who has done that since besides maybe Bon Jovi, okay, and that was
That's
8,
pretty
10 years later.
manufactured.
It was the tail end of heavy metal. This guy, he put it on the map.
You should start emailing us these stories now, and then we can make a decision on who was the most generous to a fan.
Peace and love to Rudy Sarzo. International Heavy Metal Month, July, and 2016 inauguration year with Rudy Sarzo's story. Who's going to win the Rudy Sarzo Award next year? Mail in your stories. Email your stories. livenudepuppets@gmail.com. And you're best doing it direct until this new Google change happens with the email RSS thingies. Hey, Clamor, this is Bobby from Live Nude Puppets. I just had a very emotional conversation with the great Burt Reynolds. And if you'd like to hear it, you need to click below into iTunes because it's not going to fit here. Back to Wizard World Day 4.
was Delusions of Grandeur from Brotherhood of Fools with David Downham on vocals and bass, Jason Oliver on the drums, Mike Henry on guitar, and Matt Brooks also on guitar, and we're lucky enough to have us on the phone with us today. Matt, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to sit down with me today. How's it going?
It's my pleasure, Jason. Doing great. How are you, sir?
We're doing well. It's been a long time coming, actually. I know of you from a previous band, and it seems like it took kind of a while for you guys to kind of get everything going back together after the disbandment of Black Room. What was that process?
Well, basically, Black Room, just a little history, it was, we were kind of out doing our thing, based in Denton, out doing our thing when all the metal clubs were around in the 90s, the Basement and Dallas City Limits and Smoking Daves, and so we were kind of on that circuit and did pretty well. We're kind of doing the semi-thrash metal thing, kind of a Testament type band, and very much living it, kind of traveling around in an ambulance and doing all that. Anyway, band disbanded in 1994. Everybody remained amicable, and Mike Henry, the other guitar player, and I were kind of the songwriting core of that band. We always had great chemistry and great friendship. We just played guitar together. It just worked, and after the band broke up, Mike and I just kind of drifted off into our own lives and did our own thing. Amicable, just didn't talk for a long time. And fast forward to late 2009, he and I both ran into each other at a mutual friend's Christmas party. Hadn't spoken in a long time, and it was kind of, what are you up to? What are you up to? And kind of caught up, and had this idea that we should do a project together, and that's how this came about.
And you can tell there's a chemistry that goes on. It's very obvious when you listen to it.
It is, man. It's really, and it's something I don't take for granted because I started playing guitar when I was 16. I've been in a bunch of different bands and a bunch of different types of bands, cover bands, everything, and a lot of different great musicians I've been very fortunate to play with, but I can say after all this time that there's been no one quite like Mike Henry as far as the chemistry, and I think we just realized early on that we kind of had something as far as if we sit down, songs just kind of come out, and they work, and our guitar styles work well together, and it's as true today as it was back in 1993.
You said you picked up the guitar back when you were 16. What ignited that? What?
I was totally and still am at heart. I was a metal kid. I mean, my tastes have broadened definitely over the years. They've always been pretty broad, but I was the classic, Metallica, Slayer, Megadeth, Anthrax kid. Worship those bands, especially Metallica. And so I wanted to be like them. I wanted to grow my hair out, and I wanted to be able to play that way. And, I just really idolized my metal bands, and that was it, like countless other kids. I was the same way.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. I mean, that's exactly how I was when I was that age.
Oh, there are a million of them. I mean, there still are, obviously, but it was a little bit different back then because this was, pre-internet, and, you go buy an album, and it was a really big deal. It was like an event, I remember buying Injustice for All, and just counting down the days and went and bought it at whatever the record store was.
I remember
Sam Goody or whatever.
Exactly.
In Galleria Mall, the double vinyl, and I remember them, pulling back the security bars and opening the store, and I just was right there, and Rayson was like, "Oh my God!"
They don't even do midnight openings anymore for this type of stuff. It's like you can order it on the internet, and that's your advanced copy.
David, he's this consummate professional middle school choir teacher by day, and I call him Yosemite Sam. But he's not.
That's awesome.
I mean, you can tell, and I'd love to be a fly on the wall. He's teaching these middle school kids and just kicking ass, like taking them where they just dominate these conferences for choir. I mean, he's very serious and very professional, but then you get him out of that environment, and it's like guns a-blazing, and I love him to death. He's a great guy and just a real.
You just cork the bottle and off you go.
Yeah, he's just out there.
I'll tell you what, if I was part of Path of Most Resistance, I'd be very proud of it.
Well, thank you.
This is a hell of an album.
Well, thank you very much, man. I really, really appreciate that.
I mean, from the production itself, you can tell that a lot of hard work is really put into this, and I can tell there's a lot of experience that's gone into this as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was definitely something that was meticulously scrutinized and revised and kind of shaped. I mean, my analogy, it's like a sculpture in it, and all the little sound design parts that went into it, and then got the whole thing mastered at Abbey Road, the Abbey Road, where the Beatles recorded everything. So that was really cool. Yeah, that was neat that somebody like me or somebody like us can do that.
Yeah,
we worked with a guy named Jeff Pesh over there, and it kind of almost developed this long distance like pen pal thing where we joke back and forth about politics and all that. And he did an outstanding job. I mean, he really
no
did.
Doubt.
That's the final.
Let's talk about Delusions of Grandeur. I mean, again, I mentioned the chemistry earlier. I mean, it sounds like you guys have been playing for decades.
Yes, we have, and thank you. And you know what? A real quick history. Mike, the other guy, he's always been like, my guitar hero personally. And it's funny because when I met him in 1993, we worked consecutive shifts at a truck stop, a Conoco in Denton, which and I guess this is true today. It's gone full circle. You wanted that guy who could really impress musicians too out there, make them fold their arms when he played a guitar solo.
Nice.
And Mike was certainly that guy at the time. And so
Delusions of Grandeur had some great hooks in it that just draw you in and just stuck in my head.
Well, thanks.
Mike, where can we buy the CD?
You can buy it. CD Baby is probably, I'll give you the tip for the best deal because I know money's tight for everybody. That's probably the best or the cheapest route. You can get physical or digital, and you can get Amazon too. I'm getting ahead of myself. See, for the physical version, CD Baby or Amazon. You can get the streaming versions there too, or the digital versions. And then you can also get the digital versions, exclusively on the typical outlets like iTunes. If you have a Spotify subscription or Apple Music, they're both on there, so you can hear them automatically with your subscription. I think it's on Tidal. It's pretty much on everything. It's out there all the usual suspects.
Just give me the links and we'll put it all in the show notes so the fans can take a look and hear it for themselves.
Well, absolutely. CDBaby.com, and I think it's just / Brotherhood of Fools. Amazon, just do a search for Brotherhood of Fools and music or in general. It'll take you right to it, to both products. As far as our sites right now, Facebook / Brotherhood of Fools, Reverb Nation / Brotherhood of Fools, then the number 4. And we do have the domain name brotherhoodofools.com, but the website needs full construction, so there's a placeholder, but that's coming soon.
Cool. Is there anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, I'd like to thank you, first of all. Thank you.
No problem, brother.
Yeah, really appreciate this, and I'm happy to make the connection. And I'd like to thank the guys in the band, Mike Henry, Jason Oliver, David Downham, our great friend, who's almost the 5th member of the band, Mark Murray, he's a pro, and this would have cost us a fortune to pay him legitimately and do it. So we owe him very much. And to Abbey Road and all of their staff, they were great. So.
Matt, it's been great talking to you. Thank you very much. I know you're extremely busy. Really enjoyed hanging out with you.
Nice person, man. Thank you.
We want to see you on tour. I really want to know when you're coming. Well, in the spirit of Dave Mustaine, you've been great. We've been Live Metal Puppets. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.
You ever saw what Meg Ryan did to herself?
No.
She totally butchered her face and started stretching her fucking face around her skull so tight. How does she make a motion?
She had to shave off her eyebrows, and they draw them on for each emotion. You see, hey, make her angry, like Wilma Flintstone style angry, pointy.
What is today's play along that you could find on the livenudepuppets.com site? Just click on play along and then click inside where you see the pictures. If it's not updated, as soon as you click, it'll update. What is our play along today, Jay?
We have spotted a disturbing contest. It's Miss Hitler 2016. When I saw this thing advertised,
Jeez.
I couldn't help but click on the link because I really thought I was going to see pretty women in bikinis with little Hitler stashes.
And the girl is stunning.
Fucking attractive as shit, man. I was like, she's hot.
You know what? I think she's 19 to 22.
Aside from the whole high stepping thing, which is kind of strange. I mean, I don't see anybody kicking her out of bed for eating cookies.
She grew up in a normal family with a normal situation, and then she couldn't ignore the propaganda of the Jews.
Yeah.
Is she talking about Hollywood? What is she against?
I don't know. I mean, maybe she's Scottish. So, I mean...
Oh, yeah, she's not even American.
Yeah, she's not American. This is going on over in Scotland. And
that's
maybe
sick. I can't believe that's even going on there.
I know, right?
I was born in Dusseldorf, and that is why they call me Rolf.
Don't be stupid, be a smarty. Come and join the Nazi party.
So I just had this reality check here. So she's not a fan of Jewish people.
So she'll never make it in Hollywood.
She is not going to be a fan of Kiss. She hates
Kiss.
Other than Rodney James Dio, she hates Kiss as much as he did.
Where would we be without Jews in heavy metal? Rick Rubin, duh. He's got 99 problems, but this bitch in Scotland ain't one. Rick Rubin produced that album and 99 Problems.
Did he really?
Yeah.
That's funny. From Metallica to Eminem? At any rate, whether they're Jewish or they're not, I don't know. I don't even care. But she does. She does.
And the only one you got to worry about is her. And she doesn't seem like the type that's going to go out and hurt people because they're different. But holy shit, why stand up and use your beauty?
She's just not going to have sex with them. That's kind of a loss. She's hot.
Well, then she'll never be rich. If you don't sleep with a Jewish guy, holy shit, why skip a shortcut, you know? Yeah, I'm gonna sleep with all these tattooed, covered, head shaved Anglo-Saxon men that make $13,000 a year, most of which not even above the table. Instead of dating that cute Jewish boy over there that's dad owns part of Sony Records or something. Good move, lady. Good way to use your beauty by hate.
Well done. I hope your program or whatever you're calling it these days goes very well. And
yeah,
you know what?
I wouldn't put that on a job
I wonder
application.
who the runner-up. I wonder what the runner-up looked like. I mean, this chick's very stunning. So
I think they show her in that video. It's the second woman they show in that video. She's 78 years
okay.
old.
It was actually Hitler. It was Hitler's sister.
The video you can find on Play Along on livedudepuppets.com. Peace and love worldwide. Live life before life lives you.
Adios. Goodbye, everybody.
Hey, Live Nude Puppet fans, go to livenudepuppets.com to get your Live Nude Puppets t-shirt. We got one for $9.99. We got one for $12.99. We got double-sided, you name it. But our fans come first, the lowest prices in t-shirts, and the only t-shirt that gets you laid.
I mean, yeah, we gotta take this whole segment out. This part's fucked up.
It looks like a penis.
I love that.